News 8 at 5 starts now.
The estranged husband of missing mother Jennifer Dulos caught up in another contentious divorce. One of his former attorneys arrested. We'll have the brand new details.
Also, the first cases of West Nile virus in Connecticut. We'll tell you where mosquitoes are carrying around that disease.
A deaf dog missing at Sleeping Giant State Park for days, finally back with his person tonight. You'll hear from him and firefighters who helped pull him to safety.
First, though, we begin with big changes for your next shopping trip. From the grocery store to the mall, the state's new 10-cent tax on single-use plastic bags is now in effect. Hi, everybody. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Darren Kramer.
And I'm Jocelyn Momenta. Ann is off tonight. The new 10-cent tax applies to plastic bags at the grocery store, bags you use for takeout from restaurants, even bags at the mall and shopping plazas. And in 2 years, plastic bags will be gone from stores for good. Some chains are getting ahead of the full ban and getting rid of the bags early.
We have team coverage tonight of what you need to know. It begins with News 8's Brian Spyros.
Looking at all the registers inside Big Y, it doesn't take long to notice something is missing. All the plastic bags.
Well, they'll have to get used to it, but this is what really needs to be done.
Big Y and Stop and Shop getting rid of plastic bags altogether as a new tax goes into effect here in Connecticut. Plastic bags will now cost you 10 cents each.
I think that this is a good way to help the environment so that we don't have extra plastic in the world.
It's all part of a law passed this year by the General Assembly discouraging the use of plastic and encouraging more people to stock up on those reusable bags.
We've had signs up for the last month. We've been trying to educate everyone for the last month.
Some people aren't buying the fact that it's better for the environment, saying it's simply a tax, a way for the state to make money. Customers in general, though, taking it in stride.
Well, depending on where we go, sometimes we'll end up using the plastic, but now that we're, I think the stores little by little are going to get rid of the plastic bags, so we're ready to go with the reusable bags. We're fine with that.
I have to think more about making sure that I have a bag with me, but other than that, it won't be a problem.
Here's a helpful tip to make sure you have your bags. If you go to the reminders icon in your phone, you can add a location like the store you shop at, then add a message. So anytime you go to that spot, your phone will go off, reminding you to bring your bags inside the store with you.
We still are going to have our bags in produce to put our produce in. We are actually going to have bags across the meat department also to put your meat, so there's no cross-contamination going on.
Some stores are offering deals on reusable bags right now, a change people will have to make eventually, seeing as how Connecticut will have a complete ban on plastic bags in 2021. Reporting from North Haven, Brian Spyros, News 8.
And as we said, it's not just grocery stores which have to charge that 10-cent tax on one-time use plastic bags. You'll see it happen at the mall and a lot of other retailers, too. News 8's Tina Detel is at Target in Waterford with what you can expect there. Tina.
Well, Darren, like the grocery stores here at Target, they have put up a lot of signs to remind people about this new tax. Now, they still have the plastic bags here, but they also, like those grocery stores, have alternatives like the reusable bags. And here, they start at 99 cents each.
It's nice. A lot of the stores have the signs when you walk in letting you know ahead of time, so it's not a surprise.
The new 10-cent tax on one-time use plastic bags was certainly no surprise to Sarah Wooden and her mother Cindy. They brought in their own reusable bags to Target.
We just decided today we would bring them and not get charged the 10 cents or whatever.
In fact, they had a whole trunk full of recyclable bags filled to the brim after shopping at several stores.
We usually use the recyclable bags for the grocery stores, but today's the first day we've used them at other places.
Tanya King knew about the tax, but forgot her reusable bags in her car.
As a plastic bag fee, right there.
So she paid the tax.
I'm also a head cashier at Lowe's, so we got rid of our bags last night, so yeah.
Okay. So you paid 10 cents?
I did, yes. Got a little more than I could carry today.
We got the laundry baskets. We were like, we might as well just put them in the laundry baskets and not pay the $10 or 10 cents for the bag.
I mean, you don't really need a bag. I mean, you have the carriage to help you push it out and just put it in your cars.
At Forever 21 in the Crystal Mall, they are giving out these red bags to customers who don't bring in their own.
Please reuse or recycle at our participating store. So you can use them at any store if you want. We're not charging anybody for them.
Now back here at Target, we've actually seen quite a few people leaving the store just carrying their items, even several items, without a bag. So certainly this 10-cent tax is having an effect on people. Customers also tell us, though, that they've been able to get a 5% discount if they were able to bring their own reusable bags. So just another incentive to avoid using plastic. We're live in Waterford. Tina Dittel, News 8.
All right, Tina, thank you. Takeout at your favorite restaurants will soon look different as well. You'll see how they're adjusting to the new law tonight on News 8 at 6.
A lot of people are talking about the plastic bag tax on our Facebook page. Chuck writes, "Find the stores. Why are you punishing the customers?" Andrea says if this was a true environmental issue, there would be no plastic bags, period. What do you think? You can join the conversation on our social media sites. Just look for News 8. We also have the frequently asked questions about the plastic bag tax on the News 8 app. We have breaking news this evening in East Haven on the first confirmed cases of West Nile this season. 2 mosquitoes in East Haven testing positive for the virus in the town's latest trapping on July 30th. Mosquitoes in the state have only tested positive for the Jamestown Canyon virus, which gives people flu-like symptoms. So far, no human cases with West Nile or Jamestown.
The company that made the gun used at Sandy Hook is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to reverse a court decision here, letting a lawsuit against the gun manufacturer go forward. This spring, the Connecticut Supreme Court ruled the families can sue Remington, who made the Bushmaster rifle used at Sandy Hook, claiming the gun maker is partly responsible for what happened. Remington cites a 2005 federal law that shields gun makers in most cases from liability when their guns are used in crimes. The Sandy Hook families say the gunman was motivated by Remington marketing.
Hi everybody, hope you're having a great first day of August, and boy, it's a good day weather-wise, most certainly. Yeah, the breeze a little bit there at New Haven. The flag is rolling, and you know, it's not exactly totally, dry and comfortable air, but it's a lot different than what we had. There's still some haze out there. Sky's a little bluer today. Doppler's quiet, no showers or thunderstorms, but the front that went through yesterday, it's right down here to the south. The big blocking pattern to the north holding it off, but there's a lot of moisture when you go down the eastern seaboard here. See all this here? This is what we have to watch out for. A little bit of that sneaking up here as we go into Saturday afternoon. Temperatures today sneaking up through the 80s. And the dew point, down in the 50s to low and mid 60s. So sun's down at 8:09. Great evening out there if you're going to be outside. 60s to around 70 to start tomorrow. And it looks like we're back up there in the 80s. Fine, fantastic weather for Friday. The weekend and next week in the 8-day forecast coming up.
Joe, thank you. Developing news on a body found behind a school in New Haven. Police say they found a man dead at the John Daniel School on Congress Avenue this morning. As of now, they have not said if the death is suspicious. The man has not been identified. A former attorney for Fotis Dulos in trouble with the law over his own bitter divorce.
The attorney's wife telling police that her husband wanted her dead and Dulos was working to get rid of her. News 8's George Colley live for us in Hartford tonight. He's going through these documents in this case. George.
Well, good evening. A new twist in what is already a complicated saga. Before we get into all the details, let me give you a little bit of background on this attorney. Kent Mawhinney represented Fotis Dulos in a civil case brought on by the estate of Jennifer Farber Dulos' father. The estate was suing Fotis Dulos and his company to try to recover some money that was loaned a few years ago. So Mawhinney withdrew from representing Fotis Dulos in June, right around the time that Norm Pattis came on in the criminal case when Fotis Dulos was charged in relation to the disappearance of his wife, Jennifer. According to court documents obtained by News 8, in the days leading up to Jennifer Farber Dulos' disappearance on May 24th, Fotis Dulos was trying to arrange a meeting between his attorney, Kent Mawhinney, and Mawhinney's wife. The two were going through a contentious divorce. The court ordered Mawhinney to make no contact with his wife after he was arrested for spousal rape in February. The wife, who was not identified by name, told police that she believed her husband wanted her dead and that Dulos was working on behalf of her husband to, quote, get rid of her. The warrant alleges that on May 16th, Dulos invited the woman to talk, including inviting her to his Farmington home, where she could talk to her husband either in person or by FaceTime. Dulos told her that Kent Mawhinney would like to rekindle that relationship, but with conditions, including that they needed to figure out the legal mess, and the two should go on vacation together to work things out. The warrant states that Mawhinney's wife stated her own conditions, including that she wanted respect. She wanted her husband to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, and she wanted him to get counseling. The wife, with a friend, did meet Dulos at Max's Oyster Bar a few days later on May 19th. At the meeting, she told Dulos she would not meet with Mawhinney unless lawyers were present. Dulos allegedly called her again the next day, May 20th, telling her Mawhinney would meet up with lawyers present. The next day, May 21st, Dulos called again. But by the end of that day, the alleged victim told him she would not go along with any meeting. The warrant states that she felt she was being baited by Dulos. She was uncomfortable with Dulos inviting her to his home, and that she believes Dulos was indebted to her husband. And of course, only a few days later, on May 24th, Jennifer Farber Dulos went missing. Now, Dulos' attorney, Norm Pattis, called the allegations by Mawhinney's wife ridiculous and that she just wanted her 15 minutes of fame. I did speak with Mawhinney's attorney, Lee Gold of Butler, Norris & Gold. He did not have a comment at this time. Now, Mawhinney is free on bail on both the sexual assault case and on this charge of violating the protective order. In Hartford, George Colley, News 8.
You can read more of the documents on the News 8 app, as well as the latest statements from Jennifer Dulos' family.
A paraprofessional at Mystic Middle School is out of a job tonight after she was arrested for being drunk on a school field trip. 51-year-old Stacy Shaw was on a school trip chaperoning to Manchester High School back in May. A school resource officer says she appeared to be disoriented and smelled alcohol on her breath. Police say she admitted to drinking on the bus ride there. She's charged with risk of injury to a minor. The Day is reporting she resigned in June.
Coming up, a new warning about giving your dog pig ears, why they could get your pooch sick, and why you shouldn't touch them either.
Police hitting the streets all over the state, watching you to see if you are using your mobile phone while driving. Find out how much it'll cost you if you're caught using this behind the wheel. Coming up.
Also, Move Over Boys. Computer science is getting a makeover. We spend a day at a new summer camp trying to close the gender gap in the tech world.
And tonight at 6, there is a new pizzeria looking to get a slice of the pie on New Haven's historic Wooster Street. We'll take you inside the grand opening at 6.